Chosen one. This message is not for everyone, and I need to make that very clear from the very beginning. Only those who walk the divine path of the Most High should remain here. If a person does not honor God, if their heart is not aligned with truth and spiritual discipline, they will not understand the weight of what is about to be spoken. But you who are still here, you who feel something stirring inside your spirit, you are the one this message was sent to, and it has reached you at the perfect time, not a moment too early, not a moment too late. Chosen one, you have been attacked without cause. You have been targeted in ways that made no sense, ways that were unprovoked, unfair, and spiritually unnecessary. Yet somehow, every strike against you only revealed more of who you truly are. And now the same people who once stood silent, the same ones who watched your suffering, are beginning to feel a deep fury rising inside them. Heaven has stirred something, and this message will reveal why. Before we go deeper, I want you to respond. Comment only one number your spirit aligns with right now. 777-333-999. Let me see how many true chosen ones are awake in this moment. And if you haven't yet, make sure you like this video, subscribe to Spirit Guide, tap the bell icon, and share this message with someone who needs it.
The unjust attack. Chosen one. You need to understand something that most people around you could never see. The attack that came against you was not born from logic, reason, or even personal conflict. It came from a spiritual disturbance triggered by your presence. There is a level of authority placed on your life that your enemies sensed long before you sensed it yourself. What happened to you was not natural. It was not random. It was not accidental. It was spiritual from the very beginning. And when an attack is spiritual, the reasons behind it are hidden from the world, but painfully clear to heaven. The people who came against you acted out of an inner agitation they could not explain. They felt threatened by something you carried. They felt intimidated by a strength that you were not even consciously projecting. This is because the spirit inside them recognized the power of the spirit inside you long before their mind could understand it. Darkness always reacts before it understands why it is reacting. That is why there was no reason behind what they did to you. The attack had no logic. It had no foundation. It made no sense even to the ones who participated in it. But the spiritual realm understood it very well. Chosen one. Whenever you step into a new level of identity, the enemy senses the shift before you do. And the moment this shift happens, attacks that seem to come out of nowhere begin to rise. These attacks are meant to confuse you. They are meant to slow you down. They are meant to push you off balance so that you never recognize your true position. But what your enemies did not understand is that the attacks they launched were actually revealing the calling you carry. Attacks without cause are a sign of divine elevation. They signify that your presence in this season has become a threat to the spiritual forces that once controlled the environment around you. The attack you faced was unjust because it was never about what you did. It was about what you were becoming. The enemy saw the awakening in your spirit. They saw the clarity forming in your heart. They saw the discipline that was beginning to settle into your life. They saw the purity of your intentions, and they attacked out of fear. When darkness feels threatened, it lashes out at anything that shines brighter than it can handle. You became a mirror, exposing the shadows around certain people, and instead of dealing with their own spiritual darkness, they chose to strike at you. Understand this truth. People often attack what they cannot control. They attack what they cannot match. They attack what they secretly admire but are too prideful to admit. They attack what reminds them of the potential they abandoned. For many, your presence was a reminder of everything they refused to become. You carried a light they no longer carried. You carried a spirit they no longer honored. So instead of rising to your level, they tried to drag you down to theirs. Chosen one, you were never fighting people. You were fighting the spirit operating behind them. That spirit sensed your divine transition. It sensed your breakthrough, it sensed your authority rising, and it knew that if it did not strike now, you would rise to a position it could never reach again. So it attacked without cause, hoping to destabilize you before you realized how powerful you had become. But here is the part that your enemies never expected. The attack they launched against you exposed them instead of destroying you. It revealed their intentions, it revealed their jealousy, it revealed their darkness, and it revealed their fear. The spiritual realm does not allow hidden motives to stay hidden forever. When darkness attacks a chosen one unjustly, heaven begins to shine a light on every detail of the situation. The attack unmasks those who participated, those who encouraged it, and even those who watched silently without defending you. What you went through was not meant to break you. It was meant to expose the truth around you. Heaven used the very weapon formed against you as a spotlight. Every time they tried to tear you down, they revealed more of who they were. And every time you endured, you revealed more of who you truly are. You did not retaliate. You did not return evil for evil. You did not allow bitterness to grow. And that is why heaven is angry on your behalf. You passed a spiritual test that many fail. You chose discipline, you chose restraint, you chose purity, you chose focus. And heaven responds to obedience with protection. Chosen one. One of the reasons the attack seemed so sudden is because it was triggered by your acceleration. You moved faster spiritually than the enemy expected. You began stepping into clarity. You began stepping into alignment. You began stepping into a deeper relationship with the Most High. Without realizing it, you stepped into a territory that darkness no longer had control over. And whenever you enter a place that darkness once dominated, it panics. It becomes reactive. It becomes irrational. That is why the attack was without cause. Darkness was losing its grip over your life, and this was its final attempt to keep you trapped in old cycles. Another reason the attack happened is because you carry a destiny that affects others. Your calling is not small, it is not personal, it is not limited. It influences people around you. It influences environments. It influences spiritual atmosphere. The calling on your life has weight in the unseen realm. And whenever a destiny carries weight, the opposition becomes heavy. The more influence a chosen one has, the more intense the attacks become. But the intensity of an attack is a sign of the magnitude of your assignment. You are attacked heavily because you are destined to rise heavily. Chosen one. What they did to you was unjust, but it was not unnoticed. The Most High saw every moment. Heaven observed every intention. Your guardian angels did not stand back helplessly. They were active. They shielded you from deeper harm. They intercepted spiritual weapons that would have destroyed someone who lacked your strength. The attack was meant to break you, but heaven used it to strengthen you. The injustice done against you became the foundation for your elevation. People around you began to sense that something was wrong with the situation. They could see that the attack did not match your character. They could feel that you did not deserve what was done. And even though they did not say anything immediately, something inside them began to rise. A quiet fury, a silent unrest, a spiritual discomfort. It was heaven stirring their spirit. It was heaven awakening their conscience. It was heaven preparing them to witness what comes next. Your enemies believed they controlled the narrative, but they failed to understand that heaven holds the final word. What they did to you has now placed them under spiritual scrutiny. Their actions have been weighed. Their intentions have been measured. Their hearts have been exposed. And this is only the beginning. Chosen one. You survived an attack that was designed to destroy you before your breakthrough. But instead of breaking, you awakened. You stepped into a deeper understanding of your purpose. You stepped into a clearer perspective of the people around you. And you stepped into a higher level of spiritual maturity. These are not small victories. These are the victories that precede dramatic shifts in your life. This attack revealed your resilience. It revealed your purity. It revealed your divine alignment. And now, heaven is preparing to respond. What they did without cause will not go unanswered. What they attempted in darkness is now being pulled into the light, and what was meant to harm you is becoming the very reason God is about to elevate you. The spiritual cause behind their fury. Chosen one, there is something you must understand about the reaction people are having around you right now. The fury rising in them is not simply emotional. It did not appear out of thin air. It did not come because they suddenly decided to care about what happened to you. This reaction has a spiritual root. Something in the unseen realm has been stirred, and the hearts of those who witnessed your unjust suffering can feel it. Even those who never spoke a word in your defense are now experiencing a deep unrest that they cannot ignore. This is because heaven has begun to touch their conscience. When a chosen one is attacked without cause, heaven does not remain silent. The Most High observes every detail, every intention, every whisper made in the dark. And when the time comes, heaven releases a pressure on the hearts of those who stood by and watched. This pressure begins to expose their inner conflict. It awakens their dormant sense of justice. It forces them to confront the truth they tried to ignore. People who once remained neutral suddenly feel uneasy. People who once doubted you suddenly feel convicted. People who once supported the attack in quiet ways now feel spiritually disturbed. This is not coincidence. It is divine intervention. Chosen one. What was done to you was not hidden from heaven. The moment the attack was launched, a record was written in the spiritual realm. Every action that comes against a chosen one without cause carries a weight, and that weight is felt in the hearts of those around you. They may not understand why they feel angry. They may not understand why their spirit is unsettled. They may not understand why they now look at your enemies differently, but their reaction is a manifestation of spiritual truth. Their spirit is responding before their mind can interpret it. Another reason people are furious is because the injustice was too visible to ignore. It exposed itself. Darkness always overplays its hand when attacking someone who carries divine purpose. Your enemies did not realize that their actions would shine a light on their own character. They did not understand that attacking someone pure, disciplined, and spiritually aligned would reveal their own corruption. Now everyone who watched is seeing the contrast. Your peace exposed their chaos. Your humility exposed their pride. Your restraint exposed their hostility. The attack created a spiritual divide, and people can now see clearly who was on the side of truth and who was on the side of deception. Chosen one. The fury rising in others is also a sign of shifting spiritual authority. When heaven elevates a chosen one, the atmosphere around them becomes charged. People begin to sense that something is happening even before the chosen one realizes it. Your elevation has unsettled the spiritual environment. Those who are spiritually sensitive can feel that a great reversal is approaching. Those who once ignored your struggles are now paying attention. They sense that heaven is about to move in your favor, and this awareness triggers emotional and spiritual reactions. Some people are furious because your strength has confronted their weakness. They watched you endure injustice with grace. They saw you remain calm when others expected you to collapse. They saw you refuse bitterness, revenge, or resentment. Your behavior has exposed the condition of their own hearts. They are angry because they realize they would not have survived what you survived. They are angry because they see spiritual discipline in you that they abandoned long ago. Their fury is a reflection of their own conviction. Others are furious because they now see how wrong they were about you. They allowed rumors to cloud their judgment. They allowed jealousy to influence their perception. They allowed the wrong people to shape their opinions. But now the truth is undeniable. They see your purity. They see your discipline. They see your integrity. And they realize they misjudged you. That realization comes with a deep emotional reaction. Some feel guilt, some feel shame, some feel remorse, and some feel anger at themselves for ever doubting you. Chosen one. The spiritual cause behind their fury goes even deeper. When a chosen one is attacked unjustly, heaven begins to distribute spiritual insight to those connected to the situation. This insight does not come as a voice or a vision. It comes as a feeling, a knowing, a rising awareness. People begin to sense that what happened to you was a violation of spiritual law. They may not articulate it in spiritual language, but their spirit knows that something sacred was crossed. This internal awareness triggers a protective instinct. People begin to feel compelled to defend you, even if they never spoke before. This is why some individuals who were once distant are now drawn closer to you. They feel the need to support you. They feel the need to stand with you. They feel the need to distance themselves from those who caused harm. They may not understand why they are reacting this way, but the spiritual realm understands very well. Heaven is aligning hearts. Heaven is shifting positions. Heaven is preparing witnesses for your vindication. Another spiritual reason for their fury is that your enemies touched something they should not have touched. They crossed a boundary that heaven had marked. When someone attacks a chosen one without cause, they place themselves under spiritual judgment. People around them can feel this judgment approaching. They feel the heaviness. They feel the shift. They feel the atmosphere darkening around the ones who caused harm. This spiritual tension creates emotional discomfort, and that discomfort often expresses itself as anger toward the injustice. Chosen one. There is something else happening beneath the surface. Heaven is amplifying your story. People are now seeing you through a spiritual lens rather than a natural one. They see the purity of your heart. They see the quiet endurance you walked with. They see the strength you showed when everything inside you could have broken. And when people witness that level of spiritual resilience, something inside them awakens. It stirs compassion. It stirs honor. It stirs respect. Their fury is a response to the revelation of who you truly are. Do not underestimate the power of divine timing. This reaction did not come earlier because the spiritual atmosphere was not ready. Hearts were still asleep. Eyes were still closed. Judgments were still clouded. But the moment heaven decided it was time for the truth to rise, everything began to shift. Now people can see what you endured. They can feel the injustice. They can sense the spiritual imbalance, and their hearts are responding accordingly. Chosen one, understand this. Heaven uses people as instruments of justice. Sometimes the Most High stirs the hearts of individuals so that they become living witnesses to your story. Their reactions are not random. They are part of divine orchestration. Their fury is preparation for your vindication. Their unrest is a sign that heaven is about to intervene. Their anger is a confirmation that the spiritual realm has reached its decision. Before we continue, I want you to pause and respond. Comment only one number your spirit aligns with right now. 777, 333, 999, 444, 666. Let me see how many chosen ones can feel this shift happening in real time. Chosen one. The fury people feel is not about the past. It is about what heaven is about to do next. Their spirit senses the approaching reversal. They sense the approaching exposure. They sense the approaching elevation. And because of this, they cannot remain silent anymore. They are witnessing a spiritual story unfolding, and their hearts are reacting to the truth rising to the surface. This anger around you is not a threat. It is a sign. It proves that heaven has turned its attention toward your situation. It proves that the injustice done against you is being dealt with. It proves that you are stepping into a season where truth will not be hidden and darkness will not remain unchallenged. What you are witnessing is the beginning of divine correction. The hearts of people are being prepared for what heaven is about to reveal. And soon, everything that was done without cause will be exposed with clarity. Heaven's intervention begins. Chosen one. What is happening around you now is not simply emotional, social, or personal. It is divine. Heaven has stepped into your situation in a way you may not fully see yet, but you can feel the shift. You can sense a change in the atmosphere. You can sense a weight lifting away from you. You can sense a clarity forming in your spirit. This is not imagination, this is intervention. Heaven does not ignore injustice done to those who walk in purity. Heaven does not overlook cruelty inflicted without cause. Heaven responds. And right now, heaven is responding on your behalf. The Most High has been watching every moment of your struggle, every tear, every silent prayer. Every night you questioned why this was happening. Every day you tried to keep moving forward, even while carrying a quiet heaviness no one else understood. Heaven does not forget these moments. Heaven records them. Heaven responds to them. And now the season of response has begun. Chosen one, your endurance was not wasted. The restraint you showed did not go unnoticed. The discipline you maintained despite the pressure has created a spiritual opening for divine justice. Many people think justice is only about punishment, but spiritual justice is much deeper. It is exposure, it is alignment, it is reversal, it is restoration, it is the clearing of your spiritual path. Heaven intervenes not only to correct what was done, but to prepare the chosen one for their next level of purpose. The unjust attack against you activated a spiritual law. That law states that when harm is done to someone who carries divine assignment, heaven will raise a standard against the forces that created that harm. A standard is a shield. A standard is a boundary. A standard is a declaration in the spiritual realm that says enough. And heaven has now declared enough over your situation. The warfare sent against you will not continue. The confusion sent against you is being scattered. The darkness that tried to cloud your path is losing its grip. Chosen one. One of the first signs of heaven's intervention is discomfort in the hearts of those who wronged you. They may not show it outwardly, but inside them something is trembling. Something feels unstable. Something feels exposed. This is because heaven is placing weight on their conscience. Heaven is reminding them of their actions. Heaven is causing them to see themselves clearly. This spiritual pressure is not meant for you. It is meant for them. They touched someone heaven marked. They stepped into territory they were not allowed to enter. And now their spirit feels the consequences of that decision. Another sign of heaven's intervention is clarity appearing in the minds of those who once misunderstood you. People are beginning to see the truth. They are beginning to see your heart. They are beginning to see the injustice with fresh eyes. Heaven is illuminating things that were hidden. Heaven is revealing motives. Heaven is exposing the intentions behind the attack. And this sudden clarity is shifting the atmosphere around you. Chosen one. Heaven has ways of revealing truth without you lifting a finger. The Most High does not need you to defend yourself. Your silence is already speaking louder than any argument. Your endurance is already testifying against your enemies. Your purity is already exposing their darkness. Divine intervention does not require noise. It requires alignment. And because your heart remained aligned with truth, heaven can now intervene freely. Heaven is also intervening through spiritual protection. The attack did not reach its intended goal because there were forces around you blocking the deeper harm. You may never realize just how many spiritual dangers were prevented. You may never see how many traps were hidden beneath the surface, but heaven saw every detail. Your guardian angels were actively shielding you. What was meant to destroy you was intercepted. What was meant to break you was redirected. Heaven defended you before you even knew you needed defending. Chosen one. The intervention happening now is not only about justice, it is about repositioning. Heaven is shifting you away from environments, relationships, and situations that no longer serve your divine path. What felt like loss was actually protection. What felt like betrayal was actually redirection. What felt like isolation was actually preparation. Heaven removes you from what cannot go with you into your next season. And sometimes that removal comes through conflict, not because you were wrong, but because heaven was clearing the path for what was coming. The fury rising in others is also part of heaven's plan. Their reaction is pushing truth into the open. Their awareness is adding pressure to situations that were once hidden. Heaven often uses people to hold the mirror of truth. And right now, that mirror is being held in front of those who caused harm. Their own actions are returning to them. Their own words are echoing back. Their own intentions are becoming visible. This is divine exposure. Chosen one. Heaven is now turning the narrative. Those who once spoke against you will be silent. Those who once judged you will rethink their perspective. Those who once doubted you will see the evidence of divine favor. Nothing can stop the shift that heaven has initiated. Once heaven decides to intervene, no human action can reverse it. Another part of heaven's intervention is restoration. The Most High restores what was taken. He restores peace. He restores clarity. He restores strength. But he also restores opportunities. You are entering a season where things will begin to return to you, not the same way they left, but better, stronger, more aligned with your purpose. The attack did not delay your destiny, it prepared you for it. Heaven uses pain as a doorway. Heaven uses injustice as a launching point. Heaven uses opposition as fuel for elevation. Chosen one, heaven has seen your solitude. Heaven saw the moments where you felt misunderstood. Heaven saw the moments where you felt isolated. But isolation is not abandonment. Isolation is preparation. Heaven separates the chosen one before elevating the chosen one. And the attack that came against you was the final push into that season of divine separation. Now heaven is rebuilding, redirecting, and re-establishing your path. Those who attacked you without cause are now being spiritually confronted. Their intentions are being weighed. Their actions are being measured. Their motives are being exposed. This is not revenge. This is alignment. Heaven aligns everything to truth. What was out of order is being placed back into order. What was hidden is being brought to light. What was twisted is being straightened. Chosen one. The intervention of heaven is also opening new paths for you. Doors that were once closed will begin to open. Opportunities that felt blocked will begin to move. Conversations that never happened before will suddenly take place. The spiritual atmosphere around your life is shifting to favor you. Not because you demanded it, but because heaven declared it. You must also understand that divine intervention can make your enemies uncomfortable. They will sense that their influence is fading. They will sense that their control is slipping. They will sense that their attack failed. This discomfort is part of their spiritual consequence. They must face what they did. They must see the impact of their actions. They must confront their own darkness. Heaven is not punishing them out of anger. Heaven is revealing truth for the sake of justice. Chosen one. The evidence of heaven's involvement will become clearer in the days ahead. You will notice conversations shifting. You will notice attitudes changing. You will notice unexpected support rising from places you never imagined. Heaven uses people to deliver blessings. Heaven uses people to carry messages. Heaven uses people to stand with the chosen one during seasons of transition. This intervention also marks the beginning of your elevation. What was meant to hinder you has now positioned you for increase. What was meant to limit you has now prepared you for expansion. What was meant to silence you has now amplified your voice. Heaven does not allow suffering without purpose. Every tear sowed a seed. Every struggle built spiritual muscle. Every injustice prepared the ground for divine breakthrough. Chosen one. The intervention of heaven is not subtle. It is powerful. It is precise. It is intentional. And it is unfolding right now, even if you cannot see every detail. You survived what was meant to break you. Now heaven is clearing the way for what you are meant to become. Their true character is now revealed. Chosen one. One of the most powerful outcomes of an unjust attack is the revelation that follows. When someone strikes without cause, when they move in darkness against someone who walks in alignment, their true nature eventually rises to the surface. This season has not only revealed your strength, but it has exposed the character of those around you. Heaven allowed the attack to pull back the veil on people's intentions. You are now seeing hearts as they truly are, not as people pretended them to be. Those who came against you revealed their spiritual state without realizing it. Their actions were a reflection of what has been hidden inside them for years. Envy that was quiet suddenly became loud. Bitterness that was disguised under politeness became visible. Insecurity that was masked under confidence began to show itself. The attack did not create these traits, it exposed them. Your presence, your endurance, your purity of heart acted like a spiritual mirror. When they attacked you, they revealed themselves. Chosen one people often wear masks until pressure touches them, and when that pressure comes, the mask falls. This is why heaven is not surprised by what they did. Heaven saw their motives long before anything happened. But you needed to see it too. You needed to understand who was walking beside you and who was walking against you. Sometimes the Most High allows an attack not to harm the chosen one, but to reveal the truth. Truth that you would not have discovered in peaceful moments. Truth that only rises when darkness tries to strike. Those who remained silent during your struggle exposed themselves as well. Silence is a form of revelation. A person's refusal to defend you when you are attacked unjustly shows where their heart truly stands. Some were not against you, but they were not for you either. They were neutral in moments where neutrality was betrayal. If someone can watch injustice unfold and remain silent, they are not aligned to your destiny. Heaven used their silence to show you who would not be able to walk with you into your next season. Chosen one. Another layer of revelation is unfolding among those who pretended to support you. When the attack came, their true alliances became visible. Their words shifted, their tone changed, their presence disappeared. Support that was once loud became quiet. These shifts were not accidental. They were spiritual signals. The attack forced these individuals to reveal where their loyalty truly rested. Heaven used the situation to remove people who were not meant to continue in your next chapter. Your destiny requires purity in your circle, and this attack cleaned the spiritual atmosphere around you. Even those who claimed to love you revealed a truth. Love is not proven in comfort. It is revealed in conflict. Anyone can stand with you in seasons of blessing, but only those connected to your purpose will stand with you in seasons of trial. When the attack happened, their response showed you the state of their heart. Some who claimed loyalty failed the test. Others who were overlooked became unexpected pillars of support. Heaven rearranged the roles of people in your life. Those who were once central became distant. Those who were once distant stepped closer. This rearrangement is not random. It is divine reorganization. Chosen one, you must also understand that their attack exposed a spiritual weakness within them. They revealed that their heart is not governed by truth. They revealed that envy has taken root in them. They revealed that fear drives their decisions. They revealed that darkness influences their actions. Heaven allowed this revelation so that you no longer carry illusions about their character. You cannot elevate while holding on to people who are threatened by your growth. You cannot rise while surrounded by individuals who would sabotage your progress. This revelation was a spiritual cleansing. The attack also exposed your character. While they revealed jealousy, you revealed patience. While they revealed cruelty, you revealed discipline. While they revealed deception, you revealed honesty. While they revealed insecurity, you revealed strength. Heaven allowed the situation to serve as a divine comparison, not to shame them, but to highlight the difference between one who walks in alignment and one who walks under the influence of darkness. This contrast is now visible not only to you, but to everyone around you. Chosen one. Those who once doubted you are now seeing the truth. They see how you responded under pressure. They see how you handled injustice with grace. They see how you refused to lower yourself to the level of your attackers. This spiritual maturity is what is causing hearts around you to shift. This is why people are now furious on your behalf. They see clearly. They see what they missed before. They see who wronged you and who protected you. Truth always rises, and now it is standing in front of them. Another revelation that emerged is the spiritual consequence of their actions. You are beginning to understand that not everyone who walks with you is qualified to carry the next level of your destiny. Some individuals carried envy so deep that your elevation terrified them. Others carried resentment so strong that your presence disturbed them. You cannot take people like this into your next season. Heaven used this attack to separate you from those who were draining your spirit without you noticing. Chosen one revelation is not always comfortable, but it is always necessary. The Most High cannot elevate a chosen one while they remain surrounded by hidden enemies. The attack revealed the snakes. The attack revealed the pretenders. The attack revealed the weak-willed. The attack revealed the ones who crumble under pressure. And now heaven has cleared your environment. Heaven has exposed what needed to be exposed so that you may walk freely into your purpose. But revelation does not stop at exposing the wrong hearts. It also reveals the right ones. Some individuals who remained quiet for a long time are now feeling compelled to defend you. Their sudden boldness is not a coincidence. Heaven is stirring them. They see the truth. They feel the injustice. They sense the divine presence around your life. Their spirit recognizes your assignment, and they are being spiritually pushed to honor what they once overlooked. Chosen one. This is also a season where your enemies are being confronted by their own darkness. They are being shown who they truly are. Heaven is making them reflect on their actions. They are facing internal conviction. They may try to hide it, but inside they feel exposed. They feel the spiritual weight of what they did. They feel the consequences approaching. They feel the discomfort of standing against someone marked by heaven. Their heart is restless not because of you, but because of the truth they can no longer deny. Even now you may notice that certain people avoid you. They avoid your presence. They avoid eye contact. They avoid conversation. This avoidance is a sign. They do not feel comfortable near you because the light you carry reveals their hidden intentions. They cannot stand in the presence of someone who exposes what they would rather keep hidden. Their distance is their confession. Chosen one. The revelation of character is one of heaven's greatest protections. You were not meant to walk blindly among those who wished your downfall. You were not meant to trust people who were silently competing with you. You were not meant to remain connected to individuals who celebrated your struggle. Heaven has now removed the veil, and what you see is the truth. Not your version of truth, not their version of truth. The divine version. The version that aligns with spiritual law. The attack that came against you was unfair, unprovoked, and deeply painful. But it served a purpose. It separated the genuine from the false. It separated the loyal from the deceptive. It separated the aligned from the misaligned. And it separated your past circle from your future assignments. This revelation is the foundation upon which heaven will now build your elevation. Chosen one. This was not the end. It was the unveiling. And soon the world will witness the next phase of what heaven is doing in your life. The shift in people's hearts. Chosen one. One of the clearest signs that heaven has stepped into your story is the shift you are witnessing in the hearts of people around you. What was once unnoticed is now being recognized. What was once ignored is now being acknowledged. What was once dismissed is now stirring emotions in others they cannot fully explain. People who once showed indifference are suddenly becoming aware of the weight of what was done to you. Their spirit is responding before their mind understands why. This shift is spiritual, not emotional, and it is unfolding with precision. The Most High has begun touching the conscience of those who observed your suffering. They may not have spoken during the attack, but now their silence feels heavy to them. Their heart feels unsettled. They feel a pull toward truth. They feel conviction rising inside them. This shift is not random. Heaven is awakening dormant spiritual senses. Heaven is reminding them that they witnessed injustice and must now confront what they saw. Chosen one. Some of these people are experiencing guilt, not because they caused the harm, but because they remained silent when you needed support. Their spirit is unsettled because they now understand the gravity of what was done to you. They see the purity with which you responded. They see the strength you displayed. They see how you held on to discipline when others expected you to fall apart. This contrast is stirring them. Their heart is being pulled toward compassion in a way they cannot resist. Others are feeling anger on your behalf. This anger is not rooted in personal loyalty. It is rooted in spiritual revelation. They can feel the injustice. They feel the imbalance. They feel the weight of what you endured. They may not have had the courage to confront the situation earlier, but now the truth is undeniable. Their spirit senses that what was done to you crossed a boundary that heaven does not tolerate. Their fury is a reaction to divine truth rising within them. Chosen one, there are individuals who once doubted you, but are now seeing you with new eyes. They recognize your sincerity. They see the purity of your intentions. They see that you did not provoke the attack. They see that you remained grounded when others tried to destabilize you. This revelation softens their heart. It humbles them. It awakens respect they did not feel before. Their heart is turning toward you because the spiritual truth is undeniable. Some people are even being drawn closer to you. They feel a pull to support you. They feel compelled to defend you. They feel motivated to stand beside you in a way they never felt before. They may not express this openly yet, but their spirit has aligned itself with your journey. Heaven is shifting their heart so that they can play a role in your next season. This shift is preparing the right people to step into your path at the right time. Chosen one. The shift in hearts is also exposing hidden loyalties. Individuals who once stayed neutral are realizing that neutrality is not possible in spiritual conflict. Their heart is moving because heaven is reminding them that they cannot serve truth while standing in silence. Their awakening is a sign that the spiritual realm is aligning people around you. Those who are meant to support you will feel drawn to you. Those who are misaligned will feel pushed away. Some of the people who once supported your enemies are now feeling ashamed of their alignment. They are realizing the darkness they sided with. They look back at their actions or their silence and feel conviction pressing against their spirit. Heaven is showing them the nature of the injustice. Their heart is shifting not only because of what they saw, but because of what heaven is now revealing to them. Chosen one, do not underestimate how far-reaching this shift is. It is not limited to people close to you. Even those who observed from a distance are feeling the spiritual tension. The truth surrounding your situation has spread farther than you realize. Hearts are being stirred even among those who only saw fragments of your story. They sense something sacred in the way you handled the storm. They sense divine favor resting upon you. They sense that the outcome of this situation is going to be significant. This shift is also making people rethink your enemies. Individuals who once stood with them are now reconsidering their choices. They see how quickly your enemies moved into darkness. They see the cruelty in their actions. They see the insecurity behind their behavior. Hearts are distancing themselves from your enemies because heaven is removing their influence. Their character is being revealed, and those who walk in truth cannot stay close to revealed darkness. Chosen one. The shift in hearts is not something you caused. It is something heaven is orchestrating. You did not manipulate anyone. You did not plead for support. You did not demand loyalty. Heaven is moving without your interference. When a chosen one remains aligned with truth, heaven fights for them. Heaven stirs hearts. Heaven awakens conscience. Heaven lifts veils. Heaven exposes hidden things. And heaven draws people toward the side of righteousness. This shift is also preparing the environment for your elevation. When heaven is about to raise a chosen one, the hearts of those around them must be repositioned. Some need to be removed. Others need to be softened. Some need to be awakened. Others need to be revealed. This rearrangement is happening now. People are being spiritually repositioned to either support your growth or distance themselves from it. No one will remain in the same position they held before. Chosen one. You must also understand that this shift is creating witnesses. Heaven is gathering people who will see your rise and testify to the truth of your journey. These individuals will remember what was done to you. They will remember how you responded. They will remember how the Most High intervened. Their testimony will strengthen your influence. Their memory will validate your transformation. Their presence will confirm your elevation. Even the hearts of those who harmed you are shifting. Some feel regret. Others feel confusion. Some feel fear of spiritual consequences. Others feel overwhelmed by the truth being revealed. Their reaction is not your concern. Heaven is dealing with them. Their heart is reacting to spiritual correction. What they feel is not punishment. It is conviction. And conviction always precedes judgment or transformation. Chosen one. The shift in hearts is evidence that you did not walk through the attack alone. Heaven was with you. Heaven defended you. Heaven exposed truth. Heaven stirred conscience. Heaven softened hearts. Heaven opened eyes. All these shifts confirm that your story is not ending in pain. It is moving toward divine vindication. You may notice people treating you with more reverence, more caution, or more respect. This is not because they suddenly became better people. It is because heaven has marked you. They can feel the presence of the Most High surrounding your life. They sense spiritual authority rising within you. They are responding to what heaven has placed upon you. Chosen one. This heart shift is part of your preparation for elevation. You are not meant to rise in the presence of those who misunderstand your worth. Heaven is shaping the environment before it lifts you. And when the elevation comes, the people around you will know exactly why it happened. They will remember their unrest. They will remember their anger. They will remember what they witnessed. And they will understand that heaven was orchestrating everything. This shift is not the end. It is the sign that something greater is approaching. Heaven has begun to move on your behalf, and the hearts of people are the first evidence of that divine movement. The divine turnaround. Chosen one. What you are stepping into now is not simply a recovery season. It is a divine turnaround. This is the moment where heaven reverses what was done against you, restores what was taken from you, and elevates you in a way that makes it clear that the Most High has been guiding your steps the entire time. The attack that once felt overwhelming is now becoming the catalyst for your rise. Heaven has examined your endurance, your purity of heart, your restraint, and your obedience. And because you remained aligned in spirit, the divine turnaround has been activated in your life. A divine turnaround is not just a shift in circumstances, it is a shift in spiritual authority. You are stepping into a phase where the weight of what you carry will become unmistakable. People will begin to sense it. Environments will respond to it. Opportunities will open because of it. Your presence will carry a different spiritual signature. Heaven is clothing you with a new level of favor, and this favor will speak louder than any words ever could. Chosen one. One of the first signs of your divine turnaround is that the weapons formed against you will begin to lose their power. The situations that once caused you fear or anxiety will suddenly feel lighter. The voices that once tried to intimidate you will fall silent. The individuals who once stood boldly against you will begin to retreat. Their influence is fading. Their plans are collapsing. Their confidence is withering. This is not happening because you fought them. It is happening because heaven has withdrawn the power they once held over your story. Another sign is the sudden clarity of your path. Where there was confusion, there will now be direction. Where there was hesitation, there will now be certainty. Where there was spiritual fog, there will now be divine revelation. Heaven is revealing the next steps of your journey. This clarity is not from your mind. It is from the Spirit guiding you. You will feel drawn towards certain decisions. You will feel nudged away from others. Pay attention to these shifts. They are evidence that heaven is actively guiding your elevation. Chosen one. Another part of your divine turnaround is the restoration of dignity. The attack was meant to strip you of confidence and weaken your identity, but instead it strengthened you. You now stand taller in spirit. You now walk with deeper understanding. You now carry a wisdom that only comes through spiritual testing. Heaven honors those who pass such tests, and one of the ways heaven honors you is by restoring what was damaged through the attack. Your reputation will be restored, your peace will be restored, your authority will be restored. People will begin to see you for who you truly are, not for the lies told about you. Your divine turnaround also includes a reversal in perception. Those who once judged you will now respect you. Those who once misunderstood you will now seek understanding. Those who once overlooked you will now recognize your value. Heaven is shifting the way people perceive you because the truth is rising to the surface. Your character has spoken louder than the attack. Your endurance has spoken louder than the lies. Your silence has spoken louder than your enemies. And now heaven will speak on your behalf. Chosen one. You must also understand that your turnaround is not just about restoration. It is about elevation. Heaven is lifting you to a higher spiritual position. You are stepping into increased authority. You are stepping into deeper insight. You are stepping into greater influence. Your spiritual weight is increasing, and because of this, the Most High is preparing new opportunities for you. Opportunities that were once blocked will now open. Doors that were once closed will now respond to your presence. Paths that once felt unreachable will now be made accessible. Another sign of your divine turnaround is that those who opposed you will begin to face the consequences of their own actions. Heaven is not cruel, but heaven is just. And the spiritual law states that whatever is sown will be reaped. Those who sowed harm will now face the discomfort of their choices. They may try to hide from it, but the spiritual realm cannot be avoided. Their plans will fail. Their influence will diminish. Their alliances will crumble. This is not your doing. It is the result of heaven aligning everything to truth. Chosen one. Your divine turnaround also involves unexpected support. People you never imagined will step forward to lift you. Individuals who were once silent will now speak in your favor. Helpers will appear at the perfect moment. Heaven often uses unlikely individuals as instruments of blessing. Do not be surprised when someone you least expect becomes a key part of your elevation. Heaven is orchestrating every detail. Another part of your turnaround is the strengthening of your spiritual voice. You will find that your words carry more weight. When you speak, people will listen with greater attention. Your spiritual insight will deepen. Your discernment will sharpen. You will sense things more clearly. You will understand spiritual movements with greater accuracy. Heaven is increasing your spiritual authority because you have proven trustworthy in your season of testing. Chosen one. The divine turnaround also reveals how deeply protected you are. Looking back, you will realize that what could have destroyed you was blocked. What could have weakened you was redirected. What could have shattered you was softened by unseen hands. Heaven protected you silently. And now heaven will bless you openly. The protection you received in the dark will now manifest as honor in the light. You may notice blessings coming in waves, not one blessing here and there, but multiple blessings arriving in alignment. This is a sign that your season of delay is ending. The obstacles that held you back have been removed. The spiritual resistance that surrounded you has been dismantled. Your life is entering a period where movement will be rapid, clear, and undeniable. Chosen one. Your divine turnaround will also expose the spiritual maturity you gained. You no longer react the way you once did. You no longer fear the things you once feared. You no longer carry the insecurities that once shaped your decisions. Heaven used the attack to refine you. And what emerged is someone stronger, wiser, and more spiritually grounded than before. Your future decisions will reflect this new strength. Your new season will require this strength. Another sign of your turnaround is peace. Not temporary peace, but deep spiritual peace. A peace that calms your heart even when circumstances are not perfect. A peace that does not depend on people. A peace that comes from divine alignment. You will notice that the same situations that once disturbed you no longer hold power over you. This is because heaven has grounded your spirit in truth. Peace is the evidence of divine order. Chosen one. The divine turnaround also means that your enemies will witness your elevation. The Most High does not hide the rise of a chosen one. He displays it. He positions it in the open. He allows those who doubted you to see your growth. This elevation is not for pride, it is for testimony. Your rise is meant to show the world what heaven can do for someone who remained faithful in suffering. Your turnaround is also a message to others who are struggling in silence. Your story will become a guide. Your endurance will become an example. Your transformation will become a beacon. Heaven is using you not only for your own journey, but for the strengthening of others. Your victory will carry spiritual impact far beyond your personal life. Chosen one. What is happening to you is not small, it is divine. You are stepping into a season where heaven is rewriting your story. The attack was the last attempt to stop your elevation. It failed. Now heaven is turning everything in your favor. Everything the enemy meant for harm is being reshaped into purpose. Everything that was broken is being rebuilt. Everything that was lost is being returned in greater measure. You are stepping into a divine turnaround that will not be reversed. Heaven has declared your rise. Heaven has declared your restoration. Heaven has declared your victory. And nothing in the natural realm or the spiritual realm can interfere with what heaven has already established. Chosen one. You are standing at the beginning of a new chapter. The old pain is closing. The old battles are ending. The old limitations are falling away. A new spiritual horizon is opening before you. And as you walk into it, you will realize that everything you endured was preparation for everything you are about to receive. Conclusion. Chosen one. Now that you have reached the end of this message, I want you to pause and breathe for a moment. Everything you have experienced, every attack without cause, every moment of confusion, every season of isolation, all of it has led you to this turning point. What was meant to break you has become the very proof of your divine protection. What was meant to silence you has awakened your spiritual voice. What was meant to weaken you has strengthened your purpose. You are standing in a season where heaven itself has taken your side. Chosen one. Your story is not ending in defeat. It is unfolding into revelation. Those who attacked you have revealed their character. Those who remained silent have revealed their position. Those whose hearts shifted have revealed their alignment. And in the middle of all of this, you have revealed your identity as one chosen, protected, and elevated by the Most High. Every spiritual law that was activated through your suffering is now working in your favor. The divine turnaround is no longer approaching. It has begun. You will see doors open effortlessly. You will see peace settle in ways you could not imagine. You will see restoration flow into areas of your life that once felt barren. Heaven is rewriting the narrative, and your endurance has positioned you for blessing, honor, and elevation. Before you go, I want you to share your thoughts. Choose only one number your spirit aligns with right now and comment it below. 777, 333, 999, 444, or 666. Let me see how many true chosen ones can feel heaven moving in this season. And if you have not already, make sure you like this message, subscribe to Spirit Guide, tap the bell icon, and share this video with someone who needs it.